We're going to begin, though, with the stock market. It plunged yesterday. You saw that after President Trump declined to rule out the possible recession, also doubled down on its tariff plans. Dow dropped nearly 900 points, over 2%. The S&P fell 2.7%. NASDAQ down 4%, losing more than $1 trillion in value.
Our chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, will have the latest on Wall Street. But our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, starts us off at the White House this morning. Good morning, Rachel.
Michael, good morning to you. The president was out of sight as Wall Street suffered its worst day of the year. The stock market tumbling, all in response to the president's own words and those on and off again tariffs. This morning, fears of a recession worsening. The Dow plunging 900 points. The NASDAQ suffering its worst day since 2022. After President Donald Trump refused to rule out if the U.S. is heading for a recession.
I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition because what we're doing is very big. We're bringing wealth back to America.
Trump, who closely follows the markets, remaining out of sight Monday, while investors panicked amid tariff whiplash. And as billionaire Elon Musk has turned his attention to slashing the federal government.
The way support in entitlement spending, which is most of the federal spending is entitlements. That's like the big one to eliminate.
Tech stocks tumbling too. Tesla down more than 15% in one day and more than 40% since the start of the year. The White House downplaying economic fears.
There are a lot of reasons to be extremely bullish about the economy going forward, but for sure this quarter there are some blips in the data.
But after launching a trade war with the nation's closest trading partners, Mexico and Canada, economists say the risk of a recession is getting higher and higher.
If the U.S. imposes tariffs to the degree that the president has been talking about and maintains them for more than a few months, I think a recession will be unavoidable.
Trump put a pause on many of his 25% tariffs on goods from Canada and Mexico. But that didn't stop Canada from responding. Ontario now slapping a 25% tariff on electricity to Minnesota, Michigan, and New York. The leader of the province blaming Trump, saying Canada is negotiating through strength.
There's no reason for a recession. I call it the self-made Donald Trump recession.
And with tariffs on steel and aluminum imports set to go into effect tomorrow, the impact could be far-reaching for Americans. Prices for everything from washing machines to toasters, canned goods, and cars expected to go up as soon as Memorial Day. And businesses like Brian Boggs, who makes custom furniture in Asheville, North Carolina, on edge.
We're all used to uncertainty, but this is a mess.
Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren knocking Trump for what she says is failing to make good on his campaign promise to lower prices.
What has he actually done? And the answer is nothing to lower prices. But he sure as heck has created a lot of economic chaos and things that will actually increase prices for families.
So the president has said that he is not using Wall Street to dictate his decisions. But when he imposed tariffs on Canadian and Mexican goods earlier this month, the stock market did take a hit. The president reversed course and paused many of them. Overnight, Republican Senator Rand Paul saying that when the stock market is tumbling in response to tariffs, it pays to listen, George.
And Rachel, Congress has to pass a spending bill by Friday to avoid a government shutdown.
Yeah, the clock is ticking, George. And so today, House Republicans will put their bill on the floor to avert a government shutdown. With all Democrats opposed, Speaker Mike Johnson can only afford to lose a single vote. And so already, Congressman Thomas Massey, a Republican, says he will not be supporting this. Overnight, President Donald Trump saying that he should be primaried, saying that he'll lead the charge against him. The question now, can House Republicans get this through the House on their own? And if they do, will Democrats in the Senate come around to support it, George?
Yeah, that's the big question there. 7 or 8 Democrats would need to support it. Okay, Rachel, thanks very much.